What's going on, guys? My name is Marcel. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Dapper Street, and welcome to today's video, which is all about outerwear for men that is truly winter appropriate. I want to walk you through all the different options that you guys really have when you're out looking for a winter coat or a winter jacket, depending on how cold it gets wherever you are. So I'm going to walk through different silhouettes and whatever is available to shop right now, which most of the pieces on the rack are. The links are going to be down below in the description for you guys to shop, and wherever it's not available anymore, I'll try and find something similar. So if you fall in love with anything, hopefully you can shop something. So let's get started. The first thing that we're getting started with is, I think, a fairly obvious one, and that is the puffer jacket. Right here I'm holding a brown version from H&M with some black detailing, and a puffer jacket is obviously great for the winter for many reasons. It's easy, casual, you can throw it up top, it usually just looks good with whatever you're wearing, and it keeps you warm because it's either filled with some down feathers or synthetic fabrics. There's plenty of different options that I think a lot of you guys already know about. Puffer jackets are kind of trending this season, which makes it a lot easier to find different options that really work for your style. But as always, I'd like to encourage you to shop something that you're not gonna only wear for one season, but that you can wear season over season, so we shop a little bit smarter. So this is one great option. Another one right here, this is from Zara. It's a puffer jacket that is corduroy. I know I just said that you should get something that you can wear season over season. This is definitely a more peculiar style. It's definitely something more specific, so the same thing goes. Like, if this is something you love, you can definitely wear this season and then still next season, but it is definitely a more stylistic choice. It is oversized, so the puffer is very, very large. Then we have that corduroy fabric, but generally, just because it's white, that doesn't mean that for me, that's kind of like a one-off thing. I love wearing white in the winter. For those of you that know the channel, that know me, know that by now. Hopefully I say it in almost every winter video that I'm shooting these days. So this is definitely a standout piece that is going to keep you really warm, I would presume, because it's massive. I haven't actually worn it outside yet, but that's puffer jacket number 2. Then we're moving on to parkas, and what really differentiates a winter jacket from a parka is that it tends to be a bit longer and at least cover your bum and the front of your thigh, or even farther, like this piece right here from Zara. It's a nice gray brownish color, somewhere in that realm, and it's definitely significantly lighter than the first 2 puffer jackets we looked at. It is also filled with down or a synthetic fiber, generally speaking, and this is, like I said, a fairly long version of a parka. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially if you live somewhere where it gets wet a lot. So it's not just about the warmth, it's also about keeping the weather and its phenomena off of whatever else you're wearing underneath. So the longer the coat, the more you're covered, right? But I think this is a great piece, and obviously super versatile, and you can wear this for more than one season, promise you. Point in case, this Uniqlo jacket, which is actually from last season, they have it again this year. This is a hybrid down outerwear piece in a nice forest green color. As you can see, there's not a lot of seams going on, which is going to keep the wind out also. It's a bit shorter than the first jacket we looked at, but I know I've worn this, I've put this to the test. It's fairly thin, but oh my god, it's so warm. It's going to keep you warm even if you're living somewhere where it's really, really cold. A bit more on the athletic side, we have this shorter parka. It's still a parka, it's still longer than a jacket, but it is on the shorter side. This is very thin, very slim, very athletic, I think, overall in the design. And then once again, I know white might not seem like the smartest choice, but for me personally, I know that I like white outerwear and white pieces in the winter, season over season as well. We have a little bit of a black contrast here with the hardware as well as with the strings, so it allows you to wear it easily with other black tones just to pick up on that black. And then we have one more, and this parka is from Zara as well, a nice dark forest green. This is from a cotton material, so unlike the other things, this is actually not filled with any feathers or downs or synthetic fiber at all. So if you want something that's just a winter look, honestly, this is probably more late fall, but it really, really depends on where you are. I know winters, like here in LA, this is a great winter jacket for me. I wanted to include it also just to talk about the little detail on the back. This is what they call a fishtail parka. Parka because it's long, and fishtail because it has the accentuated drawstrings down here, and it just kind of dips down a little bit. So that's another great piece for the winter if it doesn't get really, really cold. So just wanted to include it. Now moving into a bit more of the tailored world. This is from H&M. It is a simple wool top coat, single-breasted. Nice gray, ultra versatile. I feel like I don't really need to tell you why this belongs in any man's winter wardrobe, but it does offer some warmth, it does offer some protection, but you do need to generally make them a bit warmer. Top coats themselves aren't all that warm, so make sure you have a nice base layer as well as a nice thick knit underneath here. Like a nice turtleneck would look great, honestly, on top of this. As you can see in the B-roll, I think looks really, really nice. Just the base. You can of course also have a bit more fun with it, like a nice classic patterned coat as this one. This one's from Zara right here. We have a bit of a larger lapel, which actually can come in handy in terms of keeping the wind out. If you pop the lapel up, you get a little bit more protection. I think this is a really nice option. Like I said, we're sticking to single-breasted coats for right now. And then the third one in that lineup is yet again from Zara. This is a navy overcoat, and this one is oversized. So there's a lot of room in there, which is a bit more of a stylistic choice, but it's not just a seasonal fad. Oversized is a nice way to style and has been for a while. So if that's your vibe, if you like that type of style, you can definitely invest in one of these, which is going to keep you warm, give you a lot of room to wear something underneath, and is going to work for you for more than one season. Moving on to the double-breasted coat, which might not seem like that big a difference from the single-breasted, but honestly in terms of the aesthetic and extra fabric and even how warm it keeps you, it does make a fairly big difference. This one right here is from Suit Supply. They unfortunately do not have this beautiful dusty pink color anymore. They have a nice red, they have a nice camel. Suit Supply is a great destination to be looking for top coats that are going to be in your wardrobe for a long time. I've had this for 1 or 2 years now and still love it honestly as much as I did when I first got it. Like I said, double-breasted, a great piece. Something a bit more neutral in terms of color. Like I like wearing that pink and I actually wore it like on a daily. So for me, that's not an issue. I think for some of you guys, it might be hard to wear that regularly and then season over season. Something like this right here from Zara is a nice forest green. Same thing, we have a larger lapel and a larger collar than we did on the more classic Suit Supply coat. So this is a bit more stylized, but I think the color and the overall fit of this also make for a really nice versatile piece. And then last but not least, if you want to have some fun with it, you can go for something like this. This is yet again from Zara. We have some pattern here on the left side and then a solid on the right side. Definitely a choice that you need to make. You may be getting sick of this after you've worn it for a year, and then next year you might want to switch it up a little bit, or you really love it. I think even though it's like a statement piece, this definitely works season over season if you're into that vibe. So I wanted to include a third option for you guys to show you that you can have some fun with the styling of these double-breasted coats. Then we're moving on to the car coat, and a car coat is generally a bit lighter than the woolen top coat. I am holding in my hand from H&M a cotton version, so this thing looks great, but it doesn't keep you as warm. So if you want to get a car coat, you need to go for something that's specifically designed to be a bit warmer, like this one right here. This is from Zara, a medium brown car coat, but it's actually filled with feathers. And then we have some drawstrings right here to cinch the waist, which I think is a really dope look. This piece is a great piece for the winter as well, as long as it doesn't get too cold. And as always, if you are somewhere where it's really cold, you want to wear something like this, it is possible. I have worn this like in colder temperatures. You just need to make sure that the rest of the outfit takes care of the warmth. And this is then mostly a styling piece that's, you know, dedicated to keeping the wind out and the rain or snow off of. The same thing goes for a trench coat. A trench coat was originally invented, I think, just before or during World War I, so over 100 years ago now, for being outside in the rain, in the wind. That's how they were designed. So the fabric itself tends to be really tight. It keeps wind and rain out. So it's supposed to be water repellent. If you have a trench coat that isn't, then technically it's differing from what it originally was meant to be. It doesn't offer a lot of warmth itself. What it does do is keep all the cold things out, but you need something a little bit underneath to make this warmer, either a ultralight down jacket or, as always, a thick knit or some heat tech as a base layer. But I wanted to include the trench coat because I've weathered many a winter in my life with a trench coat, just adjusting the rest of the outfit accordingly. I think it's a nice choice for the winter as well. Now, if you're thinking, my god, this guy's talking a lot about jackets that aren't actually fit for the winter, I want to include them because they're options, but you know, I'm also gonna shut you guys up if you're thinking that right now, because a Shearling jacket is arguably the most, like, the item with the most longevity and the most warmth in this whole entire video. A Shearling jacket is, for one, if it's real Shearling, really expensive, but it is an investment that you can make, kind of like with a leather jacket. It's something you're gonna have for years, if not for decades, and possibly you can even, you know, inherit one. What's it called when you inherit something to someone? Like you inherit it as a inheritance for your child. I don't know. This one is from Coach. I've had it for several years. Incredible piece. They look really dope. They work casually. If you leave them open, they can also work on top of a suit. They're, I think, really versatile, and there is a lot of Shearling jackets out there that could potentially work for you. If that's your vibe, if you live somewhere where it's really cold, this has kept me warm in Russian winters at -30 degrees. Like, it's amazing. So a big recommendation. Possibly could have been early in the video that I mentioned this, but I know that it's not the easiest investment to make in the first place. Finishing the video off with two somewhat lighter jackets. On my right, I'm holding a Sherpa jacket from Club Monaco. On my left, from Zara, a wool shirt jacket. I think the Sherpa is going to keep you fairly warm. I did just pick this up, so I actually haven't put this to the test. Feels nice and soft and it looks amazing. A shirt jacket, if you guys have seen my shirt jacket video, I think they can work as a top layer in the winter as well. But it's definitely much more so a stylistic choice that you'd be making, because in terms of warmth, the warmth has to come from somewhere else. This is a wool jacket, so it is going to retain some of your body heat. It is going to protect you from wind. From rain, not so much, so it's there's a reason I mentioned this last, but I wanted to include these two in the video as well, just because I know I'm talking to a lot of you guys that are living all over the world, and winters aren't the same winters all over, but I hope I could give you guys a nice overview at least of the different silhouettes and different options that you guys have when it comes to outerwear in the winter as men all across the world. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know any thoughts, comments, questions down below in the comment section. If you want me to dive deeper into any one of these categories to give you a few more options of where do I get my favorite puffer jackets right now? Where do I get my favorite overcoats? I can do a more dedicated video to that and go a little bit more into detail in different price ranges. But let me know your thoughts, because if you don't talk, then I don't know. So for right now, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon with the next video. Until then, as always, stay dapper. Bye.